Welcome to the Polaris 1200 maintenance training video. In this video, we will show you how to perform key routine maintenance procedures that will help to keep your Polaris carpet extractor in proper working order. As a daily procedure, you will want to drain the solution tank of all solution at the end of the day by using the solution tank dump hose located on the back left of the machine. The best way to empty the machine would be to bring it to a sewer-connected drain and unclip the hose from the machine, tilt the machine back to its rear wheels, and lower the hose below the solution tank to drain the solution from the machine. If the drain is not available, you can drain the tank into a bucket. Once the tank is empty, clip the hose back into place. If you've used cleaning chemical in the solution tank, a second step is necessary after the tank is drained. Take the machine off the carpet to a drain or hard surface area. Pour a little bit of clean water into the solution tank. Turn on the pump, and then press the activate buttons on the handle for a few seconds to run the pump and rinse the remaining cleaning solution out of the solution lines in the machine. To remove the dome for cleaning, start by loosening the hose clamp on the left hose, grip the hose, and twist as you pull back to remove the hose from the lid. Remove the other hose by lifting up on the locking release lever, and then remove the hose from the lid and set it aside. Using an Allen wrench or Phillips screwdriver that will fit in the pinhole, press in on the hinge and carefully lift the lid up to release. The pin is spring-loaded, so be careful to gently release. Do the same procedure for the other side and remove the lid. Remove the two pins and the spring and set them in a place that is safe so you don't lose them. Now that you have the lid removed, turn it over on its back and use a flathead screwdriver to remove the 8 plastic screws holding the mesh filter screens in place so they can be removed. Once you have removed all the white plastic screws that hold the mesh filter screens in place, take a flathead screwdriver and lift up underneath the screen to remove. Repeat this procedure for the other screen to remove. The lid is composed of 2 separate compartments. The front compartment is the air compartment, and this is where suction is being created by the vacuum motor through the left-hand side hose and through the mesh filter screens. You should not have dirty water in this compartment. If you are collecting dirty water in this compartment, then you are not using defoamer while cleaning, which is recommended as part of the cleaning process. You can apply powdered defoamer directly to the carpet before you clean to minimize this problem. And you also need to empty your recovery tanks before they become too full. To clean this part of the lid, take it to the sink and add some water to the air compartment and swish it around. Dump the water and push a clean cloth through the filter holes to dry. Once you have cleaned the lid, you need to reinstall the metal mesh filters by placing the mesh filters in place first, then setting the mounting frames on top of the filters. Do this for both sides of the lid. Using your fingers, align the frames to the screw holes in the lid and install the 8 white screws into place and tighten them down with your fingers. Use a flathead screwdriver to snug the screws down, being very careful not to over-tighten. To reassemble the lid hinge, slide the first pin into the lid, followed by the spring, and then followed by the other pin. This mechanism is spring-loaded, so you will need to compress the pins with your fingers to reinstall the lid. To reattach the lid to the machine, place the pins on the frames and set the lid on the recovery buckets for support. Compress the left pin and move the lid until it clicks into place. Compress the right pin, move the lid down until it clicks into place. Reattach the right side hose by placing the metal plate into the bottom holder and pressing the plate against the rubber gasket, then latch down the locking latch. Reattach the left hose to the lid intake and tighten down the hose clamp with a flathead screwdriver. Never use a hose to clean the lid while it is on the machine. Water can go down the vacuum tube and damage the vacuum motor. Locate the inline filter on the back of the machine in the bottom left corner. Loosen the filter by turning it counterclockwise and have a towel ready to place under the filter, as it will leak some water once it is removed. Remove the metal mesh filter and take it to the sink and rinse it thoroughly. Reinstall the filter into the machine by gently pressing it into place. Reinstall the filter cover by turning it clockwise with your fingers, being very careful not to over-tighten. You need to clean the solution tank filter on a daily basis by removing the filter from the tank opening and taking it to a sink to thoroughly rinse and remove any debris it has captured. Once clean, reinstall the filter at the tank opening. Do not fill the machine without the filter in place, as you can introduce debris into the solution tank that can potentially clog the lines and damage the solution pump. You should inspect the carpet brush on a daily basis and clean if necessary. To access the brush, put the handle in the upright position and tilt the machine onto its back. Inspect the brush for any hair or string it has accumulated and remove. It is much easier to clean if you do this on a daily basis than if you wait until it is completely clogged. Keeping the brush free of debris allows the machine to clean at optimum levels. You can pull the debris off with your fingers, or if there is a lot to remove, you can use scissors to clip strings and hairs and then pull them out with your fingers. Once you are done inspecting and cleaning the brush, you will also want to inspect and clean the vacuum shoe. Make sure the vacuum shoe is clear from all obstructions that it may have accumulated during cleaning, and also make sure that there are not sharp edges on the shoe that could snag and damage the carpet. By keeping the vacuum shoe clean, the machine will have optimum water recovery. For more in-depth maintenance of the machine, you will need to open it up to access components like the vacuum motors, pump motor, and brush motor. You only need to remove 2 screws on the bottom of the machine to open it up for service. With the handle up and the machine on its back, you will see 2 arrows pointing to the 2 screws you need to remove to open the machine. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, remove the screws and then carefully open the machine. Once the machine is open, you will notice a clean, simple layout where it is easy to access the solution pump and the pump solenoid for solution spray control. You also have the dual vacuum motors just under the sound dampening cover. And you have the brush motor located near the front compartment. Please work with our technical service team if you have any questions about replacing these components. The last thing you want to do before you put the machine away for the day is to completely empty and rinse the recovery buckets. You can remove them from the machine and take them to the janitor's closet to rinse in the utility sink. This will minimize unpleasant odors that can occur if you do not properly rinse the tanks regularly. Also, wipe down the outside of the machine with a moist towel to keep it looking nice and ready for the next job. When you are ready to store the machine, tilt it back onto its rear wheels and place a block just in front of the front wheels. This will lift the cleaning brush off the ground and keep the bristles from being compressed during storage, which prolongs the life of the cleaning brush. If you need any support for the operation or maintenance of the Polaris carpet extractor, contact our technical service team.